Shalom, shalom. This is Kapaya, aka Pops, out of GMS Chicago, with another sit down. Before I get started, I want to send all praises, honor, and glory out to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakwadash, to the apostles and elders of GMS out of New York, to the apostles and elders of GMS out of New York, and the elder bishops out of Connecticut. I send double honors because they do well for the brethren around the world, pushing this truth uncut, unfiltered, giving you the good, the bad, and the ugly of the scriptures, correctly breaking down the prophecies and interaction with people on the planet. I send salutations because basically declaring war on the planet. For the hopeful elect, I hope this is edifying for the aqua, the few and the true that's listening, sincere, and share to keep doing so. But for the scorners, call for reprobate 2/3 Israelites and 17 other nations who are in the midst of Jacob's trouble is only going to get a whole lot worse. Anyway, with that, real quick, you see one dead, 14 wounded in back of the yards shooting. I'm going to let this play out right now because you got a couple things that are going on here among other things. So let's let this play. I'm going to put some scriptures on this, okay?
Noon in the back of the Arch neighborhood. Now, at least one of those victims has died.
WGN's Alyssa Donovan live at police headquarters at 35th and Michigan with more on that. Alyssa.
Yeah, Ray and Micah, police were initially called to that area on reports of multiple gunshot victims. When they arrived, they did find 5 shot victims in that area. They also were met with a group of community members and gang members who didn't want them in their neighborhood.
Let's get some more cars now. They're surrounding us. 4756 we got gangbangers surrounding the officers, so we need more cars.
A panicked 10-1 call signifying officers were surrounded and in need of backup radioed in from the 4800 block of South Ada Street this afternoon. A response to a shooting turning into a physical altercation between police and residents.
4756 on Ada. They're surrounding us. Hurry up.
Police were called to the area on a report of 3 gunshot victims around 4:45. City Pod video showing the moment shots were fired, a young boy fleeing the scene as gunshots flew. When police arrived, they found 5 people had been shot and began performing life-saving measures. That's when the situation took a turn.
And they were met by a hostile crowd. Members from the community and gang members from this crowd were actively fighting the police while they were trying to tend to the victims.
A call out bringing backup in from across the city.
4501 Marshfield, they're surrounding the officers over there. 4501 Marshfield, we need some more cars.
There's a historic gang conflict between 2 rival gangs here. We don't believe the community is being targeted, but that it's specific gang members that are targeting one another in this historic conflict.
As detectives investigated the incident, they recovered several firearms in a crashed vehicle blocks from the scene. SWAT was called in to sweep the area, but police say the occupants of the car had fled after the shooting and were nowhere to be found. The victims, teenage boys between 16 and 19 years old. 2 are in stable condition, 2 are critical, and one of the victims, a 19-year-old, has died. And no officers were injured during that altercation. We're told that 2 people were taken into custody for fighting with police. However, there is no one in custody related to the shooting at this time. Police are asking for the public's help, but after what happened today, that might be a difficult ask. Reporting at police headquarters, Alyssa Donovan, WGN News.
Thanks, Alyssa.
Okay, so now let's go on and get the scriptures because this one isn't that. I mean, you got different scriptures and you got 2 different circumstances that are going on here. So let's get to the scriptures part. Okay. First, we've got this. Hold on. Okay, so this was basically over in their 48th, it said. Okay. So that's predominantly Northern Kingdom. So let's look at this. Deuteronomy 28 and 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother and toward his wife of his bosom and toward the remnant of his children which he shall leave. Okay? So, his eye shall be evil toward his brother. Let's deal with that one. Okay, this is Isaiah 9 and 19. Through the wrath of Yahweh of hosts. Okay, so now the wrath. The wrath being the punishment and judgments that the Lord is going to have happen to the Israelites. Through the wrath of Yahweh of hosts is the land darkened. Okay, so we was brought over here to serve slavery and all these other things, and our brothers was going to turn on us. Northern Kingdom, Southern Kingdom, and then Southern Kingdom against Southern Kingdom, and Northern Kingdom against Northern Kingdom. So through the wrath of Yahweh of hosts is the land darkened, and the people shall be as the fuel of fire. No man, point being, no man shall spare his brother. So see, as this thing amps itself up and ramps itself up, the love of many shall wax cold. I'm gonna get that scripture too, but let me go on and get some more scriptures based off of this. Okay, and if you're not part or in the elect where you understand Northern and Southern Kingdom and these types of things, you're going to turn against each other. Okay, yeah, this is talking about nations, but it's also talking about people turning against each other as well. Like the Edomites turn against the Edomites and these types of things, but it's also going to have, since these 2/3 and these type of people want to be joined to this Edomite, they go experience the same wrath and judgments and curses that's going to be transferred in the process. Okay, they always been there, but now they make the news with the rest of it. So here it is. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. So I mean, that goes from neighborhoods like you got going here in Chicago, where you got rival gangs going at each other, to it spreading all the way out to kingdoms against kingdoms, like Esau kingdom against Esau kingdom, like the Ukraine and Russia and all these other kinds of things. That's Edomite on Edomite, okay? And when the whole world jumps into the middle of it and wind up being in it, and World War III is jumping off in the midst of it before the nukes go, you're going to have all these nations. You're going to have these nations that's supposed to be at peace with America coming against America. So, it's going to be sedition among men on every level. And this is what you see it happening now. Let me get another. Okay, here's one more. This is Micah 7 and 2. The good man is perished out of the earth, and there is none upright among men. They all lie in wait for blood. They hunt every man his brother with a net. And you see that word net, and you just automatically think of fishing net, but let's open it up. This is the Hebrew word 2764, karim, a thing devoted, thing dedicated, band, devotion. A net, thing proliferated, have been utterly destroyed, appointed to utter destruction. Okay, let's go down here. From 2763, physically as shutting in a net, either literally or figuratively, usually a doomed object, extractly extermination, curse, thing. That's the point. You got dedicated things which should have been utterly destroyed, appointed to utter destruction. See? So, these 2/3 are appointed to utterly destroy each other at times. Okay? And these types of things. Gunning Northern Kingdom against Northern Kingdom, gunning themselves down, and this, that, and other. Southern Kingdom too, and this, that, and other. And then being gunned down by the Gentile enemies as well. You know, the Goyim, the ones that are not of the Israelite bloodlines and things of this nature through their fathers. So this, okay. So this is it. This is it. This is happening. That's the first part of that. Now let's go to the second part of that. Okay, that's enough scriptures. Actually, I'm gonna get one more. I was gonna get one. Okay, and as y'all can see, this is red. This is Matthew 10 and 21. And the brother shall deliver the brother to death, and the father the child, and the children shall raise up against their parents and cause them to be put to death. So this is the precursor that we see that all this is going to come down to the point, and brothers going to be against brothers. There's no love. Okay, the scripture says the love of many shall wax cold. I'll get that one too. Okay. Okay, just go straight to the point. Matthew 24 and 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Okay? So there's no love for each other out here, among Israel. Okay? Because these curses are passing, and that's that and the other, and these are the curses that was on us. So this is the treachery that if you're not inside this truth, that you go see going on around you as an Israelite that's in this truth, in this knowledge, in this know. Okay, you go see these things going on around you. Now, let's get to the second part. The cops wind up being afraid. I'm not going to put too many of those on that. Okay, I'm just going to put one as a matter of fact. I'll go here. Let me go here. What we got here? Nope. It's my mistake. Wrong one. It's actually second address. Okay, second address 15. And, okay. For the 15:15, for the sword and their destruction drive nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Okay, so they didn't want these cops in their neighborhoods. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their king nor their princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. So they didn't care that the police showed up. They didn't want them in their neighborhood. Okay, didn't want them in their neighborhood. And this is going to escalate itself, where the police forces is tearing at each other inside the police force itself. And this is what you see coming. So with that being said, the prophecies are playing themselves out, worldwide and locally. So with that having been said, I want to send all praises, honor, and glory out to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, and Kakadash, to the apostles and elders of GMS out of New York. I send double honors because they do rule well. To the brethren around the world pushing this. Hold on, did I say that right? Let me double check it. Slow down. I want to end this by sending all praises, honor, and glory out to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, and Kakadash, to the apostles and elders of GMS out of New York. I send double honors again because they do rule well. The elder bishops out of Connecticut as well. I want to the brethren around the world pushing this truth uncut, unfiltered, give you the good, the bad, and the ugly, declaring war on the planet, breaking down the prophecies correctly. Salutations. Hope elect. Hope that's edifying and uplifting, because even though all this destruction is coming and going on and happening in our neighborhoods, at the same time, the scripture says that 10,000 shall fall on your right side and 1,000 on your left, but it shall not touch you. Okay, so you got to have faith that the word of the Lord is going to be true. Okay? Okay, that for the election's sake. Okay, the Akwaf again. If you're the true to listen, sincere to chant to keep doing so. But this one is called for reprobate 2/3 Israelites and 17 other nations who are in the midst of Jacob's trouble. It is going to get a whole lot worse. So for the first group, a hearty shalom, and for the second group, a ball.